Hi, Rupert. Rupert,
Hello.
my name is Anne. I'm in Albuquerque.
Hello, Anne.
Uh, so there have been a lot of discussion in the last few days about, what the finite mind and matter and choice, and I'd like to see where my understanding is at and clarify some things.
It was his fault. Where is he?
So the finite mind is a localization of infinite awareness, right?
Yes.
And stuff, not matter, but stuff in the world is the activity of consciousness or aware being, right?
Yeah.
So the body is also stuff and activity of consciousness or being.
Yes.
And so there seems to be a one-to-one relationship between a particular finite mind and a particular activity of consciousness.
Yeah.
And it seems to be two-way. That is, the senses of the body are what awareness is aware of, and then the body can act based on the contents of awareness. But I'm not clear on what that relationship is exactly. Like how does it work, and
what the relationship between, you're not sure that what the
finite, but so a mind and a body, a particular finite mind and a particular body. That is how do they talk to each other, or like why do they talk to each other but nothing else talks to each other? How are they connected?
Let me read you something from William Blake, which I can't remember. Francesca always makes me turn my phone off, so it takes so long to Yes. With this, William Blake said this. He said, man has no body distinct from his soul. For that called body is a portion of the soul discerned by the five senses, the chief inlets of soul in this age. So man, let me translate that into modern English. Man has no body distinct from his soul. A person does not have a body that is distinct from their mind. That which we call body is that portion of the mind that is perceived by the five senses. That's an amazing thing to say. William Blake said that in the late 18th century. Incredible insight. A person does not have a body that is distinct from their mind. What we call the body is just the portion of the mind that is discernible to the five senses. That's the consciousness only model. What he's then let's put that in the context of our discussion. The reality of the universe is infinite consciousness. The universe is the universe as we know it is what the activity of infinite consciousness looks like from our localized perspectives. What is our local? So infinite consciousness localizes itself as the finite mind, and it views the unlocalized portion of itself as the universe. Now, what does the localized portion of itself look like? The body. That's why when you close your eyes, Anne, you don't experience yourself as a body. You experience yourself as a bundle of thinking, sensing, feeling, and perceiving. But we don't experience you as a bundle of thinking, sensing, feeling, and perceiving. We experience you as a body. You are what the localized activity of consciousness looks like from the point of view of another localization. A person does not have a body distinct from their mind. What we call the body is just that portion of the mind that is discernible to the five senses. William Blake was one of the great tantric masters of the Western tradition. So that's the relation. In other words, there is no relationship between the body and the mind, because there can only be a relationship between two things. The body appearance of the internal experience of mind. Internally, we experience mind. From the outside, that experience of mind appears to another mind as a body. The body is the extrinsic appearance of the finite mind. There's not a relationship between the two things because they're the same thing. There is no distinction between body and mind. There is no distinction between matter and mind. They are two phases of the same thing. One is the extrinsic appearance, one is the intrinsic appearance.